Hey guys, Boniface Ogunti here. So we have another client success interview. We have Brendan Ogeto here with us. So Brendan actually came through one of our e-commerce program about 6 years ago. And in that program, he was able to get a lot of success. But as we shifted from e-commerce and got more into agency style for our business, he shifted as well. He joined our agency accelerator program and he's crushing it. Brendan, man, I know you was going through a lot too as well when you first started. So I want you to elaborate on that. But let's go ahead, man. Share your screen right now and let's go over your success just in the last few weeks with your agency business. How much have you guys done so far? You can go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah, so we did about just on this one, we did about 16,000. There's another account with like 4,000 on the other stripe. So we did about 20K a month. So we're right now consistently doing about 15 or more every single month.
Nice, man. Nice, man. And one thing I want you to go over too as well is that because all these people are buying your services that you're offering with your agency, go to where it says transaction. You know, the reason why we like to show this, and I also want you to refresh the screen as well, because a lot of people on the internet, they don't feel like they can, a lot of people are working 9 to 5 jobs and things like that. So they don't know if they can run their agency business. Go to where it says transactions too as well. If you go to transactions right there. So these are all the transactions. Scroll down. So these are all the different transactions you guys have received. Clients paying you 4K, 1K, 1,300, 4,000. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Congratulations, man. And all the date are dated right there, 2025. Congratulations on your success. So let's go into the interview, Brendan, and kind of elaborate on everything, man. So you're crushing it with your agency right now. So Brendan, first and foremost, what does your agency specialize in? Which route did you go?
Yeah, so our focus is in AI and marketing. So we're really handling a lot of automations for clients, doing their marketing, setting up AI agents and bots, stuff like that.
So when you say AI agents and bots, like what are those AI agents and bots doing for your clients?
Yeah, so like for example, we get the leads come in and they text. So the AI agent has to text and book the appointment. Yeah. Also, the AI agent will call the lead as soon as the lead comes in and it will book it for them. Right. So it's huge because in our space, it's a lot of marketing, but people need to handle the leads. People need to handle the lead flow. Yeah. And help with that by setting up AI agents.
Nice, man. Nice, man. So first and foremost, you didn't have any experience in running your agency business before you came to our program. You didn't know how to run your agency business. You didn't know what service to offer. How did you identify that you wanted to go more the AI route and be able to help clients with that? Like, how did you identify that service to know that that's a lucrative service? Because there's a lot of different services out there that you can do with your agency business. So what made you identify like, hey, you know what? This is a route that I know is going to be profitable for business owners out there to want to be able to have. So what made you go the AI route?
Yeah, I mean, we were ready. SMMA was there, right? It's very well known. We understood it, but we need to take it to another level. And I just saw AI as the way to take it to another level and also really be ahead of the curve. Yeah. And, just take advantage of it. And we found a way. We have a team that handles it. We have really good guys on our team that can do the work. And it just makes the process a lot easier. And
when you say team, I want to elaborate on that because a lot of the things that we taught you guys in the agency program is basically how to leverage service providers and other people out there to do those work for you. So when you say team, you're not doing the fulfillment, correct? You're leveraging other people to do that fulfillment for your clients, correct?
Correct.
Nice. When you're identifying and finding these different AI agents, I know we go over a lot of different ways in the program on how to find service providers to do fulfillment for your clients for you. When you first started working with these people, I know there's a lot of training and things that you did to be able to help them to identify who's a good client, who's a good person to work with. Let's elaborate on that because I know we went over that in the program, but I see a lot of you guys in the program are coming up with your own unique strategies and things like that. So I just want to be able to elaborate more on like identifying like the right service providers for your clients and for people who are watching as well.
So Really, I think network played a huge role in me
Yeah,
finding the right people, and then there's different platforms that we use um, to find these individuals,
yeah,
right? And then we put them through a vetting process to make sure that they can really do the work,
yeah,
right? That's very important. And from there, um, yeah, we keep going from there. We keep building on it. And they also, these individuals have all their people in their network who can also facilitate the work. So
yeah.
it's a trickle down effect.
Nice, 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 nice. Awesome. Awesome, man. So, as you're running your agency business, you're doing a lot of the organic outreach to be able to get clients. One thing that we go over on social media on in our agency program, because a lot of people that you don't have a social media presence, correct, Brandon? You don't post content online, and you get all your clients directly from outreach, organic method. So let's talk about that. What made you don't even post online? None of those clients that you have follow you on Instagram or follow you on social media. You don't have any social media presence at all. You don't even have a follower on social media. And all those people, let's talk about your strategy of getting clients right now.
Yeah, so we have an outbound approach and we have an inbound, right? So when we started, right, because like I already told you, like I had the ecom business and it just blew up, right? Everything
Yeah.
just went to shambles. So
Yeah.
we had to start from scratch and literally cold calling. I have a team of callers. I have over 60 callers that just dial the whole day. We do maybe like 40,000 dials a month, right? And you can imagine the GHL is just up there. So they're just dialing, cold calling, booking the appointment. We set up a discovery meeting. Then we have a Zoom meeting to do a demo, show them, and from there we close the deal. And then we also have people booking online, right? We have ads that are running. Um,
But
very
you're
straightforward.
barely spending money on ads, right? You're
How-
barely.
Yeah, we
How
just
much
started because
that $20,000 that you guys did in the last month? How much you say you spent on ads?
dude, we probably spent like less than maybe like 1,500,
Less than
less than
1,500 on
2,000.
ads, and for
Yeah,
you to be able to get that inbound lead for you to close over 20 grand. That's a
yeah,
huge ROI to spend only 1,500 and be able to make that. That's insane. That's insane.
yeah. Because these are high ticket sales,
Yeah.
right? And you only need a few appointments, right, to close to really for this to make sense.
Yeah. What got your belief level so high? Because I remember when you started e-commerce, you was doing fairly well with your e-commerce business, right? But now you was like, hey, I just wanted to shift from e-commerce to agency. What made you just make that dramatic shift? Was it because agency has more stability income? Like, what, let's talk about that.
Honestly, agency it does have a lot of stability. Um, it's high ticket, right? Because we come from an ecom background where you're getting like $30 per sale, maybe $40 per sale, $20, right? The profit margin is like less than 20% profit margin. So that's really what got my belief. And the deals just they close. Like in a day you do one deal, you get paid $4,000, $6,000, right? So it's systematic, it's long term, it's high ticket. It's lovely, and I really like I like the game. I love the game right now, and just building this thing is fun, and growing it, and building a team, and this is something long term. So yeah.
Nice, man. Nice, man. So are you guys going to be able to venture off and bring on more services, or are you guys just going to hone in on one service for your clients?
We're gonna just double down in the AI space, and really solidify our presence in this space, and just keep it going from there and building on it.
Nice, nice, nice. So when you're running your agency right now, what would you say your day-to-day operation is? Because a lot of people think that when they're running their agency, they're working 100 hours a day, right? Or because there's a lot of people who are watching here that wants to start their agency and they're working a 9 to 5 job right now and they're trying to make a shift. So how many hours would you say typically you actually put into your agency a day? Because now you have an entire team that does everything for you. So the majority of your time is really just managing your team. So how many hours realistically would you say you spend a day on your agency business?
Yeah, majority of the time it's just me talking to my team, just managing my team. I probably put in like, I'd say a minimum of like 4 hours. Um, and everything else is pretty sorted. And
Nice.
sometimes,
And anyone can do that too, because I want to talk about the deep moment that you went through. Because I remember you talked to me about it. You said, man, this whole agency thing changed my life. Like you talked about that. You talked about how you was going through a lot. You moved overseas. You're in Dubai right now. You've been traveling a lot. You was in Kenya and different places, and you're trying to figure this thing out for yourself. So like, how would you say like agency really changed your life? Like, let's talk about that down moment that you was in and you was able to break through that. Because I remember you said you literally, your e-commerce business went to shambles. And literally, when you started your agency business, literally was when you was able to really get your finances back in order. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. So like, because you got to think like with e-com, like, and this ad stuff, you got to keep fueling it, right? Because you got to run these ads, keep fueling it to get like low profit margins, man. And like with the agency, we just came in and just started calling on new business. Just started calling on new business and just grinding it out. Like I'm on the phone, just like calling them, calling on new business, just grinding it out. And then it just started closing a few deals. Started, it's systemized it, right? Because everything that I did, right, now I have like 50 people doing the same thing. They're all just calling.
You just replace yourself. First, you started yourself, and now you replace yourself. The team is doing everything for you. But one thing too, Brendan, is it's not like you're a sales professional or done sales. You're mostly behind the phones, behind the computer, running apps. So you didn't know anything about sales, and you now got the confidence to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going through a lot. I'm not in the best financial position, but you know what? I'm gonna actually stick to this agency thing and pull it through." And you pulled yourself through, and you're liking it way better than you did e-commerce. So like, let's talk about that, man, because you wasn't good at sales. What gave you the encouragement to say, you know what, man, I'm just gonna get on the phone and I'm gonna get on Zoom meetings and I'm gonna start dialing? Like, what gave you that motivation? Was it financial situation?
Honestly, bro, like there was no other choice, man. I didn't have a choice, man, because like guys in our industry start like, dude, you got to realize like, what do you do when there's no ad money, right? What do you do when there's no ad money, bro? So you get on the phone and you call on new business, man. And that's what I did. I recorded every single one of my calls. And now my team just listens to my calls and says the same thing that I say. That's it. And you systemize it. You build a system off of it. But this was starting from just grit, bro. Because what do you do when there's no ad money? You got to call on new business, man. So I just call on new business. Everything that we knew how to do, was marketing. Just do it for other businesses. Call on them and just grind it out. And you build a system behind it.
Nice. Now you're in Dubai. You're living it up. But man, I always tell people, man, I always tell people, you either have money or you have time. And because you didn't have the capital at the time, you utilize your time the right way and you focused and you was able to break through. Now your agency business is making over 20K a month. I can't wait to see when you're going to get to 100K a month. What's your goal? Like, where do you see your agency going in the next year?
Yeah, man. So right now, fully systemizing everything out, fully building out the sales team. I don't really take sales calls anymore. I really don't take calls. I really don't do fulfillment. Like the goal here, we're just gonna take this thing to 6 figures a month.
Nice.
We're on our way. We're pretty much about to be at 100,000 a month. Take this thing to 10 million in the next less than 18 months, less than 16 months, take this thing to 10 million, keep growing,
Nice.
solidify our spot in the AI world, have some softwares we're going to do in AI. We're just going to keep going, man. This is a long-term thing. And, I'm just glad to be here, man. I'm just grateful, man. Just grateful.
Awesome, man. So Brandon, man, what would you tell anyone who's thinking about joining our agency program?
Yeah, just do it. Literally, just do it. It's probably one of the most stable, solidified businesses you could be in, because you really have a high ticket offer. And sales, man, is great. It's just like, it's a good foundation, because you can never, what's the word? You can never go broke. You can never lose with this, because you're going to know how to always get clients from nothing. Like, that's the vulnerability that I saw with the e-com space. Because when you run out of ad money, what do? But with this business, it's the best foundation, bro, because you can always get new business and there's nothing stopping you. You have a cell phone. It's all you need.
Yep.
All you need is a phone. This is literally the most safe thing to learn, because you're always going to be good. Just pick up the phone and call on new business. Like, that's it. And now we're doing X. We have teams doing stuff because of that foundation.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Congratulations on your success, Brandon. Looking forward to your future success. Keep crushing in the community, man. I'll be out there. Keep looking forward to your success, man. Bye-bye.